Hi, this is Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com, giving you an unboxing and first impressions of the Droid 4, a new 4G LTE device available from Verizon Wireless. We have a pretty small box here. This is the fourth version of the original Droid, which kind of kicked off Android on Verizon and on other carriers aside from T-Mobile. So we have high expectations for this device. We really liked it at CES. Going to open it up. Like most phones, there's not a whole lot inside. We have our pretty standard Droid packaging and random booklets, and then your standard charger set for a Droid phone. So let's get that out of the way. The phone itself is really nice. Compared to the iPhone, it's a little thicker, not as thin also as the Razr Max, but what we do get is a physical keyboard. So that's one of the huge selling points, is this backlit, laser cut, feels really good keyboard. Giving you a quick look around the device, we have our mini HDMI and our micro USB. These connections here will also work with the web top or the lap dock 500, so that you can dock this into an accessory and get a more full-fledged work experience if you need productivity on the go. On the back of the device, you can see we have a speaker down here, similar to what we saw on the Razr Max, so I'm hoping that we get some really good sound quality out of this very small opening. We have the ability to record in 1080p HD on the built-in rear-facing camera. Also has a flash. We'll be taking a look at how that handles both still and video for the final review. Up top, we have our headphone jack and also our power button located in the middle of the top of the device. We have volume rockers on the right side, and on the left side, just our charging ports. The bottom of the device is basically wide open. So one thing that you'll notice right off the bat is there is a trim that's a little bit reflective, almost silver. Looks really nice. On the front, we do have a front-facing webcam for video chat. We have Moto Blur, so we have the ability here to turn our sound on and off, and we can quick launch into the camera. We're going to open up into the device, and from here we can browse through. We have a nice Droid 4 background. As far as apps go, it looks like we have our standard assortment of Verizon apps. This phone, one thing that you might like, if you're in certain areas, you can get emergency alerts on this phone. We have our IM app, our standard selection of Motorola apps, like Moto Active, Moto Print. We also comes preloaded with Netflix and NFL Mobile, as well as a selection of trial games. Don't get too excited, that's just a link to the Slingbox website. Comes with Slacker, and your standard Verizon apps as well. One of the apps that I really like is Quick Office. And so the thing I like is, because we have a nice keyboard on this device, you can actually get some productivity done. So if we slide open here, as far as the keyboard goes, one of the things I like is you get a very nice layout. We have a dedicated number row, we have the standard keys that we want to hit, caps lock, shift, access to most of the characters and symbols that we want with one touch. We can have our enter key is nice and big over here, dedicated arrow buttons. You can see the backlighting coming on here. Again, this keyboard is really nice. It has great layout. One thing I like, the keys have a really good feel to them. They're slightly rubbery, but not in a bad way. There's a little bit of space, and the center of the keyboard has a tiny bit of give, but in terms of physical keyboards on smartphones, this is definitely one of the best that I've seen. One thing that is nice is if you are typing, while you can't actually get your autocorrect performed for you on the screen, like if I can't just hit enter and have that correct my word. I can tap right here and it will allow me to pick from autocorrect, and there's even some suggestions so you can save some. The Droid 4 is running Android 2.3 Gingerbread, but Motorola has promised an upgrade to Ice Cream Sandwich soon. You'll want that upgrade because a lot of new things are coming only to ice cream sandwich phones. Hopefully that will come sooner rather than later. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for most consumers to pick up this phone with gingerbread on it and the promise of an ice cream sandwich upgrade, as long as you're willing to wait. So that's the Droid 4. Comes out Friday, February 10th at Verizon Wireless, retail stores and online. Retails at $199. And head over to gottabemobile.com to see more about this phone, including our full review.